What's up YouTube? For tonight's video, we have a full Pokemon Dead team. Alright, so these were the Pokemon that actually died in the games and the anime. Now, obviously, some of them are not confirmed, and there's a whole bunch of theories and stuff where some of them are still alive. So we just bear that one in mind before you leave a comment. Alright, leave your theme team suggestions below in the comment section. Any feedback on the video would be wonderful too. Go for it. Give that like button some love too. Alright, so this one was meant to be put up yesterday, but I didn't quite get time. I ran out of editing time. But here we are anyway. So if you want to have a battle against me, you can on my chat. That's in the description. All 6v6 battles and something a bit different there. We got a lot of cool people there. Alright, so we have a Psyduck lead. This one was against Roz on my chat. This was a really good battle, and I thought I'd put this one up. Very fast battle too, actually. Alright, so we have a Psyduck using Confusion on me. It's going to take me all the way down to my Focus Sash there. I love that nickname, by the way. It's really cool. I get confused by Confusion here, so I was a bit worried I was going to lose to probably one of the worst moves in the game, and I somehow get past, land the Dynamic Punch, and that's the Quacken is going to go to the Quacken, I think. So that one is down there. Thank God I almost had to quit Pokemon then if I died to Confusion. So we have the Raichu coming in here, which is probably going to use Fake Out against me. I just left it in because I didn't really want to swap any of my other Pokemon into like possible knockoff or anything like that. Alright, so swapping Marowak in here. This is a Specs Marowak. Let me run you over the set. It's max health, max special attack. We have Earth Power on this with the Lightning Rod. It's also got Blizzard now. I thought about that for a little bit there. Obviously, the Raichu wasn't going to stay into Earth Power. I already seen that there was a Murkrow on her team, so I decided to go for the Blizzard there and got the right prediction. I'm not really sure if that crit mattered. If it was really bulky in Special Defense, I think it would have. Marowak's special attack isn't the greatest in the world, even with the specs. Alright, so anyway, Komo's going to come in here, use the Focus Miss. I just tanked that one really, really badly there. I can see its Life Orb. I was like, sweet, I can land my Blizzard, but it misses, which really sucks. I think it would have got rather close to killing, actually, but that's how it is. And my Marowak is going to go down there to a Flash Cannon, so that sucked. But did pretty well in all of these, all the battles I had. Marowak was a really, really MVP in a lot of the battles. Alright, so bringing in Raticate here. This is a Hustle, Choice Band, Retaliate Raticate, which hits like super duper hard. The only problem is, drawback to it misses a hell of a lot with Hustle, and it just... Yeah, it's a very it's a game-changing one. It can obviously win your game or lose you the game. Alright, so swapping that one out, going into Stoutland here. This is my special attacking Stoutland here. I've got Work Up on this. It gets Hyper Voice for some stab. I can get through some subs too. It also gets Thunder and HP Ground there to hit some steals. A lot of the time I was running, I was using Thunder. It was quite funny. Anyway, I've got the Life Orb on there for a little bit of damage, considering its special attack is basically garbage. Now we're going to have the Sunny Day Solar Blade here hitting me. Now, Stoutland is reasonably bulky in its stats there, so I just tanked that one. Only just there. I'm able to get a second Hyper Voice off here, and that's going to be me down to the Life Orb damage there. And I really do like the animation on the Solar Blade too. It's really awesome. Okay, so X-Scissor there, obviously going to hit me because I fainted there. Bring in Raticate now. Now on this I've got U-Turn, I've got Retaliate, I've got Pursuit, and I've got Quick Attack. And we all know that crit matter. Quick Attack hits actually really hard there, and it's very, very good at doing 3/4 damage to really frail sweepers, sometimes even one-shotting them there. Okay, I decided to run Pursuit over Sucker Punch too. You can swap Raticate in, and if you can swap it in correctly, knowing you're going to get a swap, it's very, very handy. Alright, so Rhonda's going to come out, but I'm going to go for Final Gambit and finish that one off. I don't have much to actually hit that with apart from my Raticate, which could miss. So I had to sacrifice my Lucario there. But this is my Final Gambit set. I've used that one a couple of times. Alright, this is my Latios set. This is one of my favorite sets on this team, but I didn't get to use it too much. Well, I didn't get to use it at all in this battle, but I did get to use it in the next battle. It's very, very risky, but it's very, very fun to do. Alright, so I'm going for the Rest here. You're probably thinking that's really weird. So I have the Rest, Sleep Talk on this, and I've got the Psycho Shift there. So I can go to Sleep, use Rest, Sleep Talk, pass this sleep to the opponent there, And yeah, that's what happened so far in my strategy, but I didn't get to pull it off. I'm going to give it a surprise. You got to watch the next battle to see if you know, what strategy I'm going to use on that one. But I get critted, which really sucks there by the knockoff. All right, so going for the quick attack on the Eradicate because I thought I'd get outsped there. I get paralyzed by the static, pop the air balloon. Raichu is going to use Volt Tackle here, and I just tank that one on 11 health. The recoil is going to take out the Raichu, and a very close battle in the end. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was very fun. Almost lost to a shiny side up with confusion. Okay, so the next battle is against Blazing Lava on my chat. I will get to show you the Latios strategy here. I gave you a little bit of a taste for what it is, but I'm going to be able to show you the full strategy in a second. Alright, so starting off with Krogunk again with the Focus Sash. Now we have the Ariados lead, obviously going to set up Sticky Web. Okay, so going for Acro Pressure off the bat here. I get an evasive boost, which is really nice, and we have the Sticky Web up there, unfortunately. Now, that did come back to haunt me a lot in this battle. Okay, so going for another Acro Pressure. Obviously, Acro Pressure, if you don't know, raises a random stat by 2 stages that, you know, Ori isn't at max. Alright, so now it's going to land the Infestation on, so I'm actually locked in. I can't swap out at all there. So I have to take this thing out. So I don't really have any moves to actually hit this thing, so I was trying to get like an attack raise and that sort of thing. So I get another defense raise there, and it's going to have Nightshade. So I couldn't have got countered harder there. So Nightshade bypassing my defense boost and Infestation trapping me in there. So there wasn't anything I could possibly do here, plus the type matchup was horrible. Okay, so going for the Dynamic Punch, which somehow hits there. Does nothing, but I was just trying to get the confusion and trying to get some damage on this thing. At least get rid of the Focus Sash if it actually had one. Alright, so it's going to get past that and take me out with the Nightshade there. So horrible start there for Krogunk, completely countered. There was absolutely nothing I could have done there. Alright, so bringing in Eradicate here, I can just freely go for the Retaliate. I thought the Ariados would just stay in because I'd say it's his main role is just to set up the Sticky Web there and trap the opponent in with the Infestation and use Nitro. Okay, so that's going to do like 1 million damage there. So obviously with if you do get the Retaliate boost upon the your own teammate feigning before, with the Hustle and the Choice Band and Stab, it hits super duper hard. Alright, so I have Xurkitree coming out here. Don't want to stay in that matchup at all. Swapping a Marowak, expecting some sort of electric type attack with the Lightning Rod there. I'm going to get the Sticky Web. Not that I'm really fast or anything. It's going to be a physical set there. So I got the Lightning Rod. Since I'm Specs here, I went for the Earth Power here. I thought this would be really good, but the Xurkitree is going to swap out here. I was so close to going for the Blizzard, right? I was this close, but I didn't want to, you know, just in case it wasn't like a banded set or something. I wasn't sure if it had Power Whip. I decided to go for Earth Power. Anyway, so I had to swap out Marowak there. I was disappointed I missed that one, but it was a very close thing. I know that it does get Power Whip too. Alright, so Aerodactyl's going to use the Dragon Claw there, which is going to crit me, which sucks. I wanted to go for a Thunder against this thing, and that would do like a lot of damage to Aerodactyl, and it's going to take me out with a Dragon Claw there. I'd say Dragon Claw was a 3-hit KO definitely against my Stoutland. Alright, so I got Marowak here. Now I can finally go for Blizzard and take this thing out. I was hoping they would stay, and that was my I was really, really hoping that. Unfortunately, it's going to swap out there. And, of course, Xurkitree comes in there. Why I'm going to go for a Blizzard, which misses. So I'm locked into Specs Blizzard. I have to swap out here. So the Marowak is not going too well at the moment. It's quite hard to... Once you've used your surprise factor with your special sets or your other really crazy sets, it's very hard for them to work. That's the thing. You have to make sure you make that surprise work straight away. Anyway, so we have the Latios. I'm finally going to show you this set. It's pretty fun, but it's mainly for a 1v1, right? So if you're both down to your last Pokemon, you save this to last. That's what it's mainly for. Okay, so putting myself to sleep, which I wanted to do. Now, it turned out it did have Power Whip, so I was right, it did have that one. So, I have the Sleep Talk on this, which is going to use the Psycho Shift, putting the Xurkitree to sleep and waking me up. Now, also, the other move I had on this was a Psychic move, which is Dream Eater, so you don't see that move too often, so I thought that'd be really cool. You can put them to sleep, then use Dream Eater, and I've got max speed, max special attack on this Latios, so I can hit really hard with Dream Eater, and obviously recover all the health there. So you could make it bulky too, that would definitely work. I mean, you could run max health, max special attack, but you really want that Dream Eater hitting hard. Okay, anyways, I'm going to fall asleep here. Still, I think I went for like Sleep Talk and got Rest like twice in a row. You know, just the usual. And Xurkitree is just going to keep using Power Whip against me. Even with like Resisted, it's still hitting very, very hard. I was thinking it could be banded there, but I wasn't 100% sure, but I had an idea that it could be. Anyways, here I have to go for rest again because, that's my strategy. I have to be asleep for this strategy to work. I guess that's the weakness in it. Relying on, you can get rest, or if you get Dream Eater, basically you have to get Psycho Shift for this strategy to work. So it's full of holes, but it's very fun to use. Okay, so Power Whip's still doing quite a lot of damage there. I've got the leftovers recovering. I'm trying to get the Psycho Shift off at the moment. So the good thing about Psycho Shift as well, once you pass on the status, whatever it is, sleep, poison, burn, you actually cure yourself. So that's the idea. So you can actually wake up a turn early. So obviously you can go to sleep one turn, recover yourself, give them the sleep, then wake up straight away. So it's kind of like early bird ability. All right, so I'm going to wake up there. The UB is it's fast asleep there. Now this is the whole problem there. But with this sleep clause thing, you can't break sleep clause. Like you can't put the whole thing, like the whole team to sleep. So that you can easily swap out of that one. Dream Eater does a crap load of damage there, recovering me to full health. So as I said, it's really good leaving this kind of set to last. I mean, you can run this on things like Cresselia as well, which is a lot more bulky. It was just fun to do it on Latios. All right, so going for another Dream Eater, and that's going to take Xurkitree out there, and that's down there, but it was a physical set there. Okay, so we have the Ninetales coming out here, so I can either go for the rest again and try and get the sleep on the Ninetales, and here we go again. But I thought, let's swap it out and leave it to a little bit later on. I want to try and get it so, we're versing like 1v1. All right, so Marowak is going to come in here. I wanted to take this thing out with the Earth Power, so we have the Z move here. Now, this was actually a physical Ninetales. It's going to use the Z move on Howl. Now, that's going to give it a +1 in attack there, and it's going to use Howl as well. So that's going to be hitting fairly hard afterwards. Okay, so it's got the sun up too, so I know that it gets Flare Blitz, obviously, but it's going to go for the Tail Slap here, which is interesting. Now, Tail Slap can hit up to 5 times, and of course it hits up to 5 times, doing lots of damage to me there. So that was pretty cool. Here I'm going to go for the Earth Power. I'm still Specs, and that's going to take out the Ninetales there in one shot. So that was good, getting around that. Okay, so obviously I knew Aerodactyl would come into this. They're probably guessing by now that I'm Specs. It's obviously there's nothing I can do to this. I have to swap it out. So the only thing I can really do is stay in here, and I don't want to swap anything into it because it's too much of a threat. So I just stayed in there and with their Marowak, but Marowak somehow lived there. Okay, so I almost thought to swap it out there and swap into something else, but I just kept it in. Porygon Z is going to swap in there. They swapped out the Aerodactyl, which is thinking they could be choiced or something like that too. Anyways, Earth Power does a lot to Porygon Z there. Porygon Z is going to come in and use Ice Beam, taking my Marowak out there. But Marowak, once again, does a really awesome job there, and definitely does a really cool job on the bloopers too. You've got to stick around and see them. There's some really good moments there. All right, so thinking what to swap into this, have to go into Lucario here. Now, on my Lucario, I had Final Gambit. I also had Vacuum Wave too, because that is just handy at finishing stuff off. Then I'm not completely 100% relying on Final Gambit there to take stuff out. It's nice just to get rid of things. Plus, you can also trick people too, thinking that, just running a normal standard, special set, then you can bust out the Final Gambit. Okay, so Litten comes out here. Have to swap in, just bump my microphone there. Have to swap in Raticate here to try and finish this off. It's going to go for the Flamethrower against me here. So since I'm not running the Gut set here, this was really, really bad because Flamethrower not only does quite a lot of damage there, and it burns me. So unfortunately, without the Guts ability, I'm going to be hitting like a lot weaker than I was before. And the Sticky Web is up on the field, so I know that I'm going to get outspeed if this thing is running max speed. So I went for Quick Attack there. Does 3/4 damage, which is pretty good, and it's going to finish me off there with the Flamethrower. So that's my Raticate down. Now, I've got Lucario still to finish this off with the Vacuum Wave again. I can also see that it's Life Orb there. I've got Latios left there. Now, I know Aerodactyl's got Dragon Claw, so I have to save Lucario there for the end. Okay, so going for the Vacuum Wave on the Litten and taking it out. So it was cool. We both had a little cup Pokemon there too. This was just a full, mixed tier really. Just OU and everything under really. It's quite fun. This opens up a lot of options. All right, so Aerodactyl is being the threat for the whole battle. I couldn't get rid of it early on, so I have to swap out Lucario there and swap in my Latios. I already knew that it was going to go for the Dragon Claw here, and whether it was choice or not was unknown to me. So somehow I just tanked that on 2 health. This Latios definitely isn't a tanky set. It's just lived on its base stats. It's going to go for the Dragon Claw here again on Latios, and that's going to take it out. So the last Pokemon I've got left is the Lucario, and it's time to find out whether this thing is choiced at all. So bring in Lucario. Since it's a sticky web on the field, I know they're not going to be able to outspeed it, so even with a choice scarf. Now it's going to go for the Dragon Claw, so it definitely was choice. It would have gone for something different than that. Unfortunately, with the final Gambit here, I just took a tiny little bit too much damage to finish it off with that, trying to force a draw. But a very good battle either way, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Peace out.